Please welcome to the stage Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer of IEEE, Sophie Muirhead.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Also, thank you to members of the media who have joined us for this very special announcement this afternoon. We are living in a time when technology is shaping nearly every aspect of our lives. How we connect, how we work, how we respond to global challenges. And it's during times like these that leadership in technology matters. And it really matters because it doesn't just call for innovation. That leadership calls for responsibility, collaboration, and trust. And it's at that intersection of responsibility, collaboration, and trust where IEEE plays a very, very unique role. IEEE is a public charity and the world's largest technical professional organization. Across more than 190 countries around the world, IEEE connects more than 500,000 members who are engineers, scientists, technologists, and other professionals. Our members conduct research, share knowledge, develop global standards, and convene across a multitude of disciplines to advance technology for the benefit of humanity. But what makes IEEE truly distinctive is how this global community of members works together. By sharing knowledge openly and setting trusted standards, IEEE members help ideas travel, technology scale, and innovation deliver real-world impact. We also support learning across an entire career, and we help ensure that technological progress is guided by rigor, care, and a sense of responsibility to society. We're at CES, and CES is a powerful reminder of what is possible when imagination meets execution. Behind every breakthrough that we see at CES each year are years and years of careful work, collaboration, and problem solving. And IEEE exists to create the conditions where that kind of progress can take root and thrive. Now, today provides a really special opportunity to recognize one of IEEE's most distinguished honors, the IEEE Medal of Honor. It recognizes individuals whose work has fundamentally advanced technology and delivered lasting benefits to humanity. And frankly, announcing the recipient of the 2026 Medal of Honor at CES is a reminder that the future we see here is built on decades of patient work, rigorous thinking, and breakthroughs that last. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of technology is not something that happens in a vacuum. It is shaped by people, by our choices, and by shared purpose. And through our global community, our commitment to excellence, and our focus on serving humanity, IEEE will continue to guide that future. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, the 2026 IEEE President and CEO, Mary Ellen Randall.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Ellen Randall, and it is my honor to serve as President and CEO of IEEE. We have an awesome mission of advancing technology for the benefit of humanity and are the world's largest technical professional organization. For more than a century, IEEE members have helped shape significant technological advances in history, including the creation of the internet, the development of life-saving medical device technologies, semiconductors, and much, much more. Technologies that power modern electronics and computing. Alongside these breakthroughs, IEEE has played a critical role in advancing technology education and engagement, inspiring and equipping the minds of tomorrow. As President and CEO, one of my greatest privileges is announcing the highest honor bestowed by IEEE, which is why we are gathered here today as we announce the recipient of the 2026 IEEE Medal of Honor. The IEEE Medal of Honor is the pinnacle of recognition and our most prestigious award. Since 1917, the IEEE Medal of Honor has recognized researchers, inventors, innovators, and educators for making a lasting impact on the modern world. IEEE's Medal of Honor recipients are responsible for today's most prolific technological advances. Recipients boldly envision the new and revolutionary and make possible what was previously considered impossible. Above all, the Medal of Honor recognizes the technology that is poised to drive society forward for the benefit of humanity. With that, I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the 2026 IEEE Medal of Honor is NVIDIA founder and CEO, Jensen Huang. Mr. Huang's leadership and technical vision have unlocked a new era of human innovation. Upon NVIDIA's founding in 1999, Mr. Huang led the development of its first GPU, hardware that has driven countless advancements across manufacturing, programming, medicine, engineering, and entertainment. He has established an infrastructure that supports and uplifts fellow technologists. His contributions have advanced science and medicine, enabled modern generative AI, and are fundamentally transforming the way people work and live. In fact, millions of people every day experience the impact of Mr. Huang's efforts, often without even realizing it, be it shopping online, conducting research, gaming, or consuming content. His vision and subsequent development of this powerful technology is emblematic of the prestigious IEEE Medal of Honor. The 2026 IEEE Medal of Honor carries a $2 million prize, one of the largest monetary awards in technology. This recognition underscores the extraordinary impact and global significance. It's both a pleasure and a privilege to have Mr. Huang with us today. We're honored to share this announcement with the world, and we look forward to celebrating official with Mr. Huang and our esteemed colleagues on April 24th in New York City. Before we welcome Jensen Huang to the stage, here's a short video on the IEEE Medal of Honor.
Unveiling what's hidden inside the human body, connecting the world to endless possibilities. For generations, IEEE members and technologists have led the charge in solving humanity's greatest challenges, inspiring innovation to advance technology for the good of us all. It is one of the highest callings, which is why it is honored with one of the highest distinctions, the IEEE Medal of Honor. Using unmatched mastery in engineering and innovation, recipients emerge with breakthroughs that redefine our future, turning the impossible into the inevitable with extraordinary results to benefit humanity. Achievements so profound, we elevated the recognition. Last year, we awarded $2 million to Henry Samueli, whose work in broadband communication and STEM education is reshaping how future generations learn, connect, and build the world ahead. Their breakthroughs have carried us from the unimaginable to the undeniable. Their vision has set the course for generations to come. Today, we honor another IEEE leader whose work continues to shape the world. Join us in celebrating the 2026 IEEE Medal of Honor recipient.
Please welcome to the stage 2026 IEEE Medal of Honor recipient, Jensen Huang.
Wow, this is an incredible honor. Mary Ellen, Sophie, it's really, really incredible honor to receive this. I went into engineering because it was math heavy and science heavy, and I've always enjoyed solving math problems and science problems. I didn't think too deeply about the selection of the profession I was really going into. It was really the challenge of the work and the technical content of the work that attracted me. And I had the good fortune of not even deciding what university to go to. I chose to go to Oregon State University because it was our home university. And because of that lack of choice, I ended up having a lab partner who today is my wife. And we met when we were in sophomore in EE Fundies, and we were lab partners. I had the good wisdom of asking her to do homework with me every Sunday, which led to several years of dating, and it changed everything. It of course was the foundation of a very beautiful family and a happy life, and it gave me the opportunity to go pursue over time endeavors that were greater and greater and more ambitious. No engineer could possibly imagine that their life would lead ultimately, their profession would lead ultimately to being one of the founders of NVIDIA, being the CEO of NVIDIA, being the company that reinvented computing and led to this industrial revolution that we now recognize as artificial intelligence. It is not humanly possible to imagine that the company you started along with Chris and Curtis in a townhouse would now become the most valuable company in the world. That's not a game plan that you can reasonably imagine. It's not reasonable to imagine, really, that your company would go forward and end up reinventing the most important instrument, the single most important tool of humanity called computers. That this endeavor, this life's work we call NVIDIA, would go off and literally transform every single field of science and every industry in the world today. It is not reasonable to imagine that. It is not reasonable to expect that. And yet here we are, through the good friendship of all of the employees of our company. This award is really a recognition of their life's work. Ultimately, engineering is a field that is about applying principles, first principles, in science and math. It is about learning how to solve problems, breaking down incredibly challenging problems into solvable parts, and having the resilience, the dedication and resilience to go solve and make possible what was nearly impossible. And this profession is the most noble of all, expressed in that way. To be the building blocks, to be the foundation, what builds society today. And I've had the benefit, the good fortune of having a loving, supporting family that made it possible for me to dedicate my life's work at NVIDIA. But mostly, it is really the incredible geniuses and the amazing people I get to work with, surrounded by some of the finest engineers and scientists and researchers in the world, to do everything that we do at NVIDIA. And so I'm deeply humbled to receive this award. I've always, I think of IEEE often, actually. You have to think of IEEE when you think about 802.11. You have to think about IEEE when you think about IEEE 754. Without IEEE 754, frankly, we wouldn't have a global standard for how to express floating point numbers for computers to understand. And those foundations, the industrial standards, become the building blocks, the fabric by which the computer industry is built. And the list of IEEE standards goes on and on. I won't impress you with my knowledge of IEEE standards, but it is an essential ingredient, an essential contribution to the world's technology industries. And I want to thank the IEEE for this incredible honor. I want to thank my wife, my beautiful lab partner, for supporting me all these years, and for raising two amazing kids who are both in technology today. And I'm quite proud that they're working at NVIDIA. And so anyways, thank you for this incredible award, and I receive this on behalf of all the great employees at NVIDIA. Thank you.
Thank you, Jensen and Mary Ellen, and for everyone who's joined us this afternoon. If members of the press have any follow-up questions, Mary Ellen and our communications team are available in the rear of this room. That's all for now. Thanks again for joining IEEE for this very, very special announcement. Thank you.